Hi guys, and welcome back to another video where today we're going to be predicting the scores of week 25 of this, the 2020-2021 Premier League season. Now before we get on to this week, let's have a quick look back at how well we got on in week 24, where there's still two fixtures remaining as we're recording this on Wednesday evening. So Nathan, how do we get on?
So last week, so far I've had another abysmal week. I've only had 4 points with no perfect results. Absolutely shocking.
I came away with 9 points so far, 2 perfect results, one being the Manchester City 3-0 victory against Spurs, and the other being the 2-0 victory for Chelsea at home over Newcastle. As it stands, Burnley are playing Fulham, and currently it's 1-1, so if it remains at that score, I'll get a point. But moving on to Beckham Dominic, who represented the viewers last week, Beckham is currently on 3 points. However, as it stands, if it does remain 1-1 in that Burnley-Fulham match, you'll get a perfect score there. Top scorer of the week, though, so far, with 11 points currently and 2 perfect scores, is George Come On You Irons Smith. We'll see how that pans out again this evening as well. But as you can see, there's the total there for everybody who played last week. I think, there is somebody on 10 points. Nathan Heaver is currently on 10 points. There's Robert Waldron's on 9 points there. And Yao Form VP on 7 points. But we'll come back to that next week, where we'll have the updated league table. But enough of last week, enough of week 24. Let's move on and make some predictions for week 25.
Okay, so the first up of these 11 matches, and yes, there are 11. Leeds and Southampton are playing twice this week. So first up, we have actually got Leeds. They're playing Wolves away. So Wolves last time around, they got a very good 2-1 victory over Southampton. I didn't see it coming last week. Thought it would be a draw, but Southampton have just been completely dreadful recently, as you can probably see. And they're coming up against Leeds team, who were getting destroyed by Arsenal at one point. And then Arsenal just turned off the Jets, and Leeds started to come back as well, play some pretty nice football too, didn't they?
They did indeed, yeah. Very good.
Very good indeed, and I think that is going to help them. I think they're going to be terrible in the first half against Wolves. I'm going to say, I think the Wolves are probably going to go 2-0 up, or they might score a goal or two, and then Leeds will come back in the second half and completely overload that Wolves defence. I'm going to go for 3-2 Leeds.
Yeah, very, very difficult to predict a Leeds result either way. Are they going to turn up, or are they just going to stay at home in the north of England? Wolves, their fortunes seem to have picked up a little recently. 2 wins in their last 3 matches. Of course, they beat Southampton away from home 2-1, and they also beat Arsenal 3 games ago 2-1 as well. So difficult to predict. However, with Wolves' form at the moment and Leeds' unpredictability, I'm going to go for a solid Wolves 2-1 victory in this one. They don't score many goals, but Leeds on their day could score a hatful. So moving on to the first of the Saturday fixtures, because that Wolves-Leeds match is taking place on Friday, we've got Southampton against Chelsea on BT Sport at 12:30. Southampton now are on a losing streak of at least 6 games in the league. Chelsea, though, as we said for the last few game weeks now, have turned it around. 4 wins on the bounce, wins against Newcastle, Sheffield United, Spurs and Burnley, and only conceded 2 goals in those 4 games. Has been an excellent return. So fantastic. So I can only see a Chelsea victory in this one. Timo Werner also getting amongst the goals. Finally. So I'm going to go for a straight 2-0 victory to Chelsea and a clean sheet.
Interesting. I mean, surely Chelsea have got to win this one. Yes, Southampton have played some very difficult fixtures recently, but they look so vulnerable at the back, and with the amount of injuries they've got, they're going to be struggling for a while, I think. Fully expect Chelsea to win this one 2-0. Probably more Timo Werner goals, actually, as well, saying that. Next up, we have got the first 3 o'clock on Saturday. In fact, the only 3 o'clock between Burnley and West Brom. This one's 16th versus what could be 20th very soon. Burnley destroying Crystal Palace 3-0, which is a very good result, and they're actually playing Fulham right now as well at Turf Moor. So you just don't know, Leeds, you just don't know who's going to turn up, whether it's the truly good Burnley or if it's just the fall asleep Burnley and they're not here. But they're coming against the West Brom side, who to be fair to them, they did get a draw against Man United, but Big Sam always has them set up well for the good teams, even though Man United have been a bit inconsistent recently. However, they never turn up against the lesser teams in the league. They go into these games thinking that they can win, and they just don't win at all. A lot like Wolves from a few seasons ago, actually. And for that reason, I'm going to go for a comprehensive 2-0 Burnley victory.
Well, Nathan, I'm going to go exactly the same as you.
Interesting.
Burnley last weekend, going away from home and carving out that fantastic 3-0 away win against Palace. Of course, Palace without Zaha. I can't see anything apart from a victory. I think West Brom are doomed, even though they do seem to pick up the odd draw here and there. You know, Manchester United at the Hawthorns last weekend was a good result, but they really need to be picking up all 3 points now. I can't see them picking up 3 points here at Turf Moor, so I'm going to go for a 2-0 win, same as you, to Burnley. Next up, at 5:30 tea time on Saturday, live on Sky, we have the Merseyside derby. Liverpool, who are on a terrible run of form in the league, managed to gain victory in Hungary against RB Leipzig last night in the Championship. They didn't, did they? So even though Liverpool, they dropped out of the top 6 as well, 3 defeats. Against Leicester away from home, and 2 home defeats against Manchester City and Brighton. So they're going to look to turn it around. Everton, after sort of picking themselves up, then losing again. Well, last weekend they suffered defeat at home against Fulham, terrible. Prior to that, a draw against Manchester United.
Also, what you've got to remember as well, guys, is that Everton have actually got 2 games in hand. They're only 3 points behind Liverpool, so if they win their games in hand and get something out of this Liverpool game, they don't even need to, they can actually go above Liverpool, which is very interesting. They could. Same with Villa as well.
Yeah, now can the Toffees do it? I don't think they can. Calvert-Lewin, not sure if he's still going to be out. I think Richarlison was up front last weekend. Will fatigue set in for Liverpool? We know they're missing a lot of their players. Thiago, Gomez and Van Dijk, of course, massive miss at the back. Salah looked awesome against Leipzig. Mane as well looked pretty good as well. So this ended up 2-2 earlier in the season at Goodison Park, but I think Liverpool are going to sneak this one, get back to winning ways, and win 2-1.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go for a 2-1. Literally, you just covered it all, and I'm going to literally say it's at Anfield.
It is.
Liverpool are going to win in the Merseyside derby. Yes, it always seems to be a draw at Goodison, but Liverpool always win at home. So, apart from the last 3, but in the Merseyside derby, they always win at home. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 Liverpool. Okay, so we're actually having to record this again now because our camera just ran out of battery, so we're going to have to rattle these off quick. But next up, we've got the 8 o'clock between Fulham and Sheffield United. Fulham, patchy as anything recently, love a draw, but they did win last time around. But Sheffield United, up and down, up and down. I got a feeling if Sheffield United lose this, then they are essentially relegated, because they should be beating Fulham considering how far Fulham are away from 17th position. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 Sheffield United. I think they're going to have a little bit of hope still.
Wow, I disagree with you, Nathan. I think Fulham are going to win this when this takes place at 8 o'clock on Saturday. Maja scoring 2 goals in that last scoring against Everton as well. So Fulham are playing some pretty decent football of late as well. So this is a massive game for Sheffield United, as you say. Lose this, they're probably down.
They are down.
They probably are anyway. So I'm going to go for a narrow victory to the Cottagers in this one, 1-0. Next up, we've got the London derby between West Ham against Spurs. This takes place on Sunday at 12 o'clock. Now, Spurs, absolute terrible form of late. We knew that they lost 3-0 against Manchester City last time out, but prior to that, they only had 1 victory in their last 4 matches, which was against West Brom. Prior to that, they lost against Chelsea, Brighton and Liverpool. Whereas West Ham, currently in 5th position, winning 4 of their last 6 matches. Last time out, beating Sheffield United 3-0. So I think this is going to be a close encounter of the third kind, and it's going to be narrow, but I think that West Ham will just sneak it 2-1, and hopefully Antonio will be back in this fixture.
Interesting. I actually disagree with. I think it's going to be a Mourinho masterclass in this one. He always seems to turn up in these rivalry games, doesn't he? I think West Ham will score, but I don't know. Mourinho ball will just nick it in the 90th minute after they park the bus. Yeah, so 2-1. 2-1 to Spurs. Next up, we've got one of the toughest to predict this week. Aston Villa versus Leicester. Now, Leicester stumbling around up there in 3rd position, doing not quite well. picking up draws and wins, so they're not losing. They've only lost 1 in 6, and that was that terrible loss to Leeds where they just fell apart. But Villa have been doing exactly the same, really, even though they do like to sneak a few more losses in there. But surely Leicester should be winning this one, considering that Vardy is back. It might take him time to work his way back in, but Maddison, Barnes, all doing superb. So yeah, 2-1 Leicester.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm actually going to go for the same scoreline in this one, Nathan. I'm going to go for 2-1. And did you know that I think Leicester have only conceded more than 1 goal away from home all season?
Very good away from
and that's against Liverpool and Manchester City. So they keep it quite tight on the road and hitting people or teams on the break. And Vardy's back in the fold now, so we may even see him on the score sheet in this fixture. With Villa, find themselves just above mid-table in 8th position at the moment. 3 wins in their last 6. So, Villa have got a chance in this one, but I think the pace of Leicester, the style of play away from home, will see them through 2-1. Next up, on Sunday, at 4:30, we got Arsenal against Manchester City. Manchester City, absolutely fantastic. They're not in the Champions League until next week, next Tuesday or Wednesday, so they've had a week to recuperate. We know that Gundogan and De Bruyne are both out, so that's going to that's a massive hole in the centre of the park. However, I think they will come away with 3 points against Arsenal, who gained a 4-2 victory in their last fixture, with Aubameyang scoring a hat-trick. Of course, that was against Leeds, but we know about Leeds' defensive frailty, so I'm going to go for a 3-0 victory to Man City. Might be just stretching it for Manchester City in that one. I'm going to go 3-0.
Interesting, I'm going to go 3-0 as well. Arsenal stumbling around there. Aubameyang is just different pedigree last time around. I think he's going to quiet down in this one, though. They're not getting through Man City's defence. 3-0. Next up, we've got Man United versus Newcastle. Now, Man United drawing against West Brom. Pretty embarrassing there, in considering their last few fixtures as well, where they should be winning these games, considering they are second in the league. The likes of Leicester, Chelsea, probably West Ham as well, are going to catch up to them soon if they're not careful. But Newcastle have been absolutely awful recently. Only 2 in 6, and I think last time around they actually lost to Chelsea 2-0, but then again that's the Tuchel effect. Beating Southampton, who've been awful, and losing to Palace, who have also been awful recently. So I'm going to go for 3-1 Man United. I fully expect Manchester United to bounce back from that draw away against West Brom at the Hawthorns. They've only won 1 in their last 5 fixtures, Manchester United, but against Newcastle, surely they're not going to go to Old Trafford and get another 3 points, which they've done so well in the past recently, I believe. Last time out, Manchester United did win this fixture 4-1 early in the season at St James's Park. I like to still call it St James's Park, of course. So I can't see Manchester United, the Red Devils, having too much trouble in this one, overcoming the Magpies 2-0. Next up, we have got on Monday evening Brighton coming up against Crystal Palace. Now, Brighton have been on a bit of resurgence, haven't lost a single match in their last 6 matches, winning 3 of those games as well. Last time, unbeaten in 6 as well.
A draw against Aston Villa at home 0-0, and prior to that it was a 1-1 draw against Burnley. Crystal Palace, without Zaha, which we've already touched on already, don't look the best, losing 3-0 at home in the last fixture against Burnley. So I fully expect Brighton to win this one. Brighton, of course, they don't score many goals, so it's going to be tight, but I think they'll come out of this with a 1-0 victory in this weird sort of M20 whatever it is,
A23 derby
yes.
But I'm actually going to go for something more bold. I think this is going to be the second A23 draw of this season. I'm actually going to go for Desmond's in this one. I think there'll be quite a few goals, considering that Palace like to concede a few and they like to score some as well. So 2-2, even though they haven't been scoring much recently, they haven't scored in the last 2 weeks anyway. And then the additional match of the weekend at last, finally, is between Leeds and Southampton. Now, Leeds stumbling around the mid-table and Southampton are completely awful, so 2-0 Leeds.
I totally agree. You don't know which team that Leeds is going to turn up.
But it's Southampton, isn't it, at the moment?
I know, and Southampton lost all 6 of the previous 6 matches, so
they'll make that 7 out of 7.
You reckon? I think I've already predicted that Leeds will lose their first match of the weekend, which is on Friday against Wolves, so I fully expect them to bounce back in this match against Southampton. I think the Saints will get a goal, but I think Leeds at home are going to score 3, so I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory to Leeds in this match. So that concludes our predictions for week 25 of this, the 2020-2021 Premier League season. As always, I'm going to leave a template of these fixtures in the description. If you want to play it along at home and move up that league table, then make sure you leave your predictions as a comment. Now, Nathan, before we move on, what's your nap of the week?
Difficult one, but I might go for one quite oblivious, and I'm going to do it between two top 6 teams.
Yeah.
Arsenal and Man City, nap of the week.
Man City, yeah?
Yeah.
Fantastic. I'm going to go for Red Devils, your favourite team, and I'm going to go for a Manchester City win, an obvious win against Newcastle. So Nathan, before we go settle down for the rest of the evening, what have we got coming up in the live streams?
So there's a live stream on the weekend, Cardiff City versus Preston North End at home, of course, at 3 o'clock. That's starting. And then next week, we've got some very difficult fixtures coming up. Wednesday night, actually, may I add, we have got a fixture against Bournemouth. Very difficult. And then on the weekend, the following week, we are playing against Middlesbrough away, I believe. That is very difficult.
Tough matches. And Nathan, you've got a new series, I believe, on your channel?
Yeah, every Wednesday I'm literally going to be literally every Wednesday I'm going to be reacting to a video. So if you want to see that, link in description, guys. And yeah, suggest videos you want me to react to.
Fantastic. Thanks for joining us once again in this predictions video. If you're not already a subscriber, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell so you get notified when this video does come out. And leave it a like for the algorithms and all that jazz. But for now, we'll bid you farewell, and we'll see you all in the next video. Enjoy your Premier League weekend.